So this is one of those stocks that will absolutely blow up a short seller. This is the account killer type move. And we see these from time to time. So they're pretty dangerous if you're short selling. And if you're long biased, you know, this might be a setup to try. But they don't happen very often. So here's a 1 minute chart. This is all pre-market action. So this stock went from $7 to $44 in a matter of seconds. So this was all within a minute. So it's a pretty crazy move. Now this 1 minute candle is about 450% in 1 minute. So it's a pretty impressive move. But I wanted to bring this up because a lot of short sellers are struggling with this kind of move, because the typical strategy people are using is when it goes up, just short it and then risk kind of wide. But that just doesn't work for this kind of stock because it gets absolutely blown out. And these don't happen that often, but they do happen. And it really only takes one to blow up your account. So gotta be super, super careful. So if I pull this into the daily, you can look at the all-time high right here is $13. So $13 all-time high. So that's the line right here, horizontal level. And that's when this thing really exploded. When it blew through that, there's just no order book above that level. And the shorts are tripping over each other to get out and eat the loss. But then it just goes way farther than everyone thinks because there's just no resistance. There's no shares up here to even trade. So the all-time high level was broken. So that's why sometimes these all-time high breakouts can work pretty good. But they can be very dangerous if you're short, like this low float, all-time high breakout, short squeeze in pre-market, 5:46 in the morning. So just wanted to show the potential on this trade. Now I shorted it. Had a really good trade on it because I was short over here. Let me just show that trade really quick. Super happy with the trade because we've seen these before, and you know, when you see one, you can kind of know what to do with it. But here's the trade. It doesn't look like much here, but this is 33%. So we short after the squeeze and then cover the dip right there. What more? So we could have done 50% on that. Pretty good. And then we got another one here, DSY. So just to show, this happens over and over again. Not very frequently, but they're like landmines just sprinkled out there. You never know when one's going to pop. And I also have this, a few more examples of this, which I think is super interesting because there's opportunities here, long and short. And if you're short, you got to be aware of this kind of stuff because this is what can blow your account out. Now this one went up 600% in 2 minutes. So again, we get these short sellers that like to short strength because it's up too much. And it keeps going. And then stops start getting hit. People get blown out. Okay, it goes a little bit higher, goes higher, goes higher. And then eventually it does top out and come down. And then here's the backside on this one. So yeah, what did this do? This went for, this was a reverse split stock, so it never went to 250 or 275 like this. I don't think. Pretty sure it didn't. But 600%. Here's the backside. See, this one had a bit of a bounce right here after the open. Pretty big bounce. What is this? 100% bounce out of the open. And the low float just makes this possible. You can see it was halted over and over again. A bit of a halt fest on that one, but the pattern's the same. So that was Bond. We got more. We got DSY. This one ran 1,000% right here in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Pretty incredible move there. So again, same exact pattern. And then after this move, we get the fade right back down. Here's the backside of it. DSY. 60% potential just right there in the morning. So really love that move. Really interesting setup. We got another one, GNTA. So this is the one that just happened recently. So about a 450% 1 minute candle. And then it comes right back down. Amazing move. So that's that $13 breakout all-time high level. There's just no order book up there. So super sketchy. Weird kind of move. Interesting landmine setup. Yeah, people are blowing up on this. But the backside is so clean. Look at this backside. You get 40-50% fade right there on the short. Amazing. Crazy opportunity on the long even. If you can hit that long, it happens so fast. But some people do hit it. We saw some traders absolutely crush this. Long and then short. GNTA. Yeah, there's the backside of it again. And then you can see it just simply has no bounce in it, really. Now, the one did have a bounce, but usually this is more typical, I think. JBDI, here's another one. Look at that. So not as crazy, but pretty big move there. And then the fade is pretty similar after that initial pop, but that's going to blow out those early shorts that are trying to top tick. This is why we don't top tick. We never top tick. Never even tried it. 40%-ish fade right here pretty early in the day. Amazing move again. PLTS. That's another one. So not as crazy again, but 400% move right there. Now that's probably farther than you think it would go. Straight up, at least. But again, when it's time to fade, it just comes back down pretty nicely. Here's the backside. 30-40% move right there. And gotta watch out. Can come back up like that. But ultimately it ends up pretty much where it came from. Yeah, those are the main examples. I really like this GNTA one. Mainly because it is the perfect pattern. Yeah, let me show this. We got GNTA. Pull up some trades here from this. Thought I saved one, but I'm not finding it easy. That's okay. Anyways, that's the pattern. And I've seen some shorts get blown out on this one last Friday because they try to get in too soon. And it just keeps ripping. And it goes quick, too. So this one was probably one of the nastier ones. But regardless, the backside was really clean. And there's still a ton of opportunity on it both ways. long and short. But if you're not careful and if you try to short this early, then that's how you get blown out. So it is dangerous. You kind of have to know what to dodge if you're going to try that. I don't try to top tick. So I will pretty much avoid every one of these situations because I do try to wait for the backside to come in before I try the trade. So that's GNTA. Yeah, we see this from time to time, and there are some landmines out there.